The Bethel School District No. 43 vs. Fraser court case was a dispute between the party of the 43rd School District of Bethel and a student attending the school by the name of Matthew Fraser. His speech was intended to be supportive of one of his fellow classmates, a Jeff Coleman. The speech went as follows.
I know a man who is firm. He's firm in his pants. He's firm in his shirt. His character is firm. But most of all, his belief in you students of Bethel is firm. Jeff Coolman is a man who takes his point and pounds it in. If necessary, he'll take an issue and nail it to the wall. He doesn't attack things in spurts. He drives hard, pushing and pushing until finally he succeeds. Jeff is a man who will go to the very end, even the climax, for each and every one of you. So please vote for Jeff Coolman, as he'll never come between us and the best our school can be. He is firm enough to give it everything.
This speech was found by the school to be vulgar and obscene, and more notably a violation of the school policy due to its unsettling and disruptive nature. Fraser consulted a few of his teachers about his speech before his delivery, and the majority of them warned him that it was not a good idea to deliver such a derogatory speech to his peers, but he decided to ignore their caveat. As he delivered his speech to the student body, parts of them began to hoot and holler, and some students even began to act out in the ways that were referenced in the speech. The morning after the assembly, Fraser was brought into the office where he was shown reports of the teacher's observations during his speech, and after admitting that his use of sexual innuendos was deliberate, his punishment was a 3-day suspension and removal from the list of candidates for graduation speaker at the school's commencement exercises. As a sort of rebuttal, Fraser's father filed a lawsuit with the federal district court, claiming that the school's actions had violated Matthew's First Amendment right to freedom of speech, as well as Section 1 of the 14th Amendment right to due process of law. The district court found that while Fraser's speech was rather suggestive, the school's disruptive conduct rule was not specific enough, and they agreed with Fraser's father's claim that their removing him from the ballot was also unconstitutional due to the fact that no such consequence is mentioned in the rulebook. Fraser received $278 in damages and $12,750 in litigation costs and attorney fees, as well as urged the school's district to allow Fraser to speak at the commencement ceremonies at graduation. Bethel School District brought their argument to the Court of Appeals, claiming that the case was identical to the protest armbands in the case of Tinker versus Des Moines Independent Community School District, but the court rejected this idea on the account of Fraser's speech not being as educationally disruptive as the armband protest, and that, once again, Bethel School District's definition of obscenity was too broad to really punish Fraser. This opinion was shared by other courts as well. However, the Supreme Court gave a different opinion. The Supreme Court found that Fraser's speech was disruptive to the school's educational time, as the speech required some explanation to younger students by teachers. The court also found that the suggestive nature of his speech was unnecessary for getting his political point across, and that his speech could have been just as effective for its better intended purpose had the vulgarity been left out. Lastly, and most importantly, the Supreme Court found that it is the job of the school to demonstrate to its students how to behave and act in a social environment. Because the students in the audience began to misbehave, it was the school's right to reprimand Fraser, if not for his lewd speech, to make an example of him for the students. In conclusion, the court ruled in favor of the school, claiming that they had the right to punish Fraser however they felt necessary, and that such a speech should not have been delivered to a room full of high school students.